Additional challenges that Canadian police officers may face with the application of the use of force is the burgeoning number of community members suffering mental health episodes or breaks.
One of the particular difficulties the police is having to deal with these days is that they've also become de facto frontline mental health workers. So in addition to all the other circumstances, they're now having to deal with instances of mental health, and that further complicates already difficult circumstances for use of force. How do you make determinations in split seconds when mental health may be an added consideration?
They don't act rationally. They are under the influence of mental illness. They could be under the influence of a substance, or it could be emotional. They could be very excited, in a rage. They've been dealing with their spouse.
There were no statistics across Canada that we could rely on to indicate how many calls for service police went to that involved people who were mentally ill. And so we conducted that research ourselves. And what we found was that in some areas of the city, up to 50% of the calls that our members went to involved somebody who was grossly mentally ill.
These folks lack the ability to be rational. In other words, they're very difficult to communicate with. The notion that crisis intervention and de-escalation training is going to solve all of these problems is a bit pie in the sky.
Turn over! Now!
And I'm not suggesting that the police not go down that road. They must.
Kill me!
The notion that there are a set of magic words that are going to bring people who are not rational into compliance suddenly it simply isn't realistic.
I think what this speaks to is we have to consider what it is police do and how we train them. And that's where I think training has to continue to develop, is in these techniques for bringing people under physical control.